All right. Well, this isn't the morning show, but I guess it kind of is an extension. This is a special broadcast. Normally, don't go on at this time. I am Otis B. Dreds, as you can see right down there. And this is, well, the Night of Living Dreads podcast. But, I guess it's, means I got the little logo up there, I guess it's kind of like the morning show, Mornings with the Dread. Because our guest tonight, Mr. Steve Hansen, I was trying to get him on the morning show, and with time zones and work schedules, it makes it a little difficult sometimes. So we were going to do a pre-recorded. I said, you know what, fuck it, let's do it live. Doing it live, and because it's more fun that way, having you guys in the chat interacting. We're gonna have a really good conversation tonight, of course, talking about all the different projects Steve's involved in, and past, present, and future, maybe, and as well as the underlining, I think, message, or what to get out of this podcast, other than great banter and probably a lot of dad jokes. The word of the day is passion. You know, I'm 50. This and we're talking about 50-plus-year-old guys, who are doing things that they never thought they would be doing at this stage in their life. This is going to be hopefully a pretty inspiring show, and this will also be, if you are not here listening to it live, it'll also be on the YouTube channel immediately after we're done. So without further ado, let's bring in Steve. Steve, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, Otis? Good to be here, brother.
Hey, man, you're out there in Vegas, correct?
Yes, sir. Las Vegas.
How's the weather out there? It looks like it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing good if you like fucking hot.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
I'm not. Yeah, it's about 100 right now.
Oh my god, oh, that sounds like misery.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's what they say. Heat is heat to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I,
me too.
I'm here in the Midwest, in Ohio, and we actually have air quality issues here because of the wildfires in Canada.
Oh, I bet, man. We had smoke here for a little while.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I mean, you walk out and it's almost kind of like, like there's a haze out there, and there's I've noticed a weird smell in the air. It's creepy.
Yeah, I like to call it the California mornings because it's kind of hazy, like when you're down on the beach.
Oh yeah, yeah. So let's get it started, man. What have you been up to, buddy? Project wise, it says you did some scare acting.
Uh,
A scare
yeah,
act.
that's.
And that what got you into, actually doing, acting, or was it vice versa?
No, it was actually haunts that got me into it. I've always been a huge Halloween guy, and one year I went and worked at this haunt here in town, and next thing you know, I'm meeting Clive Barker and flying to LA to be an extra on a show.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a wild journey, man. For an old guy like me, I really didn't see it coming.
Exactly. I mean you weren't planning on, you weren't thinking, oh yeah, this is how this is going to work. It wasn't like you were working for it. It just kind of happened. That is so weird.
That is absolutely the truth. I figured I would just go and have fun at a haunted house and not have the cops called on me like every other year because I scared people too much.
Right.
So I went that route, and man, it is just snowballed. I did a little extra, like I said, down in LA for Unchained movie. And then I came back, and the next year I hooked up with Tom Devlin, and we became, I don't like brothers. The guy's just phenomenal. And I really didn't know who he was. And then I slowly learned that he's a pretty damn good effects artist and pretty good director as well. He's starting his own movie production company now, and so he's trying his hand at directing. And I got the bug, man. I got that bug.
Mm, I bet. I bet. I have not been in front of the camera yet.
Well, it's coming.
It's coming. I'm hoping. If anything, I mean, basically to just say, hey, I did this. You know,
Well, that's how I start. That's what my mindset was at first, bro. And now it's just like, well, man, that was so much fun. What can I do next?
exactly. With me, it started just kind of putting myself out there, offering to do, little voiceover, things with different projects, and one of them being Elvira on the Run. Did a little voiceover on that one, and then Morgan's like, "Hey, I got this character. Maybe I was thinking that you would fit just fine for the project that's actually live on Indiegogo now, Elvira's Haunted Asylum of Horror." And it happened to be Dave the Stoner. And yes, Tom has joined us. He is over there on YouTube. This is Tom's World, I believe, is his YouTube channel. I did a little voiceover for him for one of his videos over there. So, I mean, that kind of opened the door
Yes.
into other things. And one thing, you can't have any fear. I mean, it sounds like you didn't have any fear at this. You were going to take the bull by the horns and let it take you where it was going to take you.
Well, I can't say I didn't have any fear. I was scared to death, but I just told myself, I'm doing it. I'm doing every single thing that comes my way as long as it's not harmful. Because even if it's out of my wheelhouse, it's a learning experience. And you know, being in my 50s as well, I've lived a lot of life, and I'm not done. I got a
Yeah.
lot to do.
That's awesome. Speaking of a lot to do, what have you been what's some of the projects, man, you've been working on here of late?
Let's see. We did American or Las Vegas Frankenstein,
Mm,
obviously, like you mentioned. Right after that, we filmed my haunt character that I created, Nameless,
mhm.
and so we turned that into a film. Um, let's see. I was a CIA director for a film with Gary Arona and Tabitha Stevens.
Okay.
With, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet.
Tabitha's so awesome, man. She's such a sweetheart. Let's see. Golly, man, I think I'm up to. I've done some voiceover work as well. I played the devil in Hell Nurse.
Yeah.
Did the trailer for Hell Nurse. So played a character named Bobby, I believe it was, in the Macabre. That was fun. I got to meet Mark Torgel, the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, awesome.
Ah, such a great guy, man.
Oh,
Amazing guy.
me and my wife had the fortune of meeting Lloyd at
Oh,
at a con, and he signed our Toxic Avenger and Class of Nukem High DVDs for us.
hell yeah.
He's a great guy, man. I mean, he is so full of life, man. He's
Oh, the stories I've heard about that man have been unbelievable.
oh, I bet.
He's a madman. Freaking nothing but a big-hearted guy, though, from what I
He
understand.
really is. Yeah, he really is. He's a super nice guy. Um, so man, kind of busy there now. Is that all you do over there? Plan 10 pictures. You just act for them. I mean, what do you do? Because from what some little videos, some little lives that you put out on Facebook, you've mentioned, a construction guy. And so do you do anything else other than acting over there, playing 10, building sets or things like that?
Actually, yeah, we have a over at Plan 10, we have a new movie getting. It's in post production right now. It's called The After Dark. It's got Gangrel in it and Sin Bodhi, and oh, it's just so awesome to work with those guys and watch them wrestle live on set dressed as vampires. Holy shit, it was awesome.
Wow.
But I built most of all the sets for that entire film. So I do set design, I do art department, I build haunts, I do whatever we need, whatever we need to do. I'm a 32-year stonemason, so I'm used to working with my hands. And if you
Sure.
can work with rock, you can work with anything.
Oh no, absolutely. I was a flooring guy, and
There you go.
I yeah, my back doesn't like that too much. But so man, as I
But we,
mentioned, you go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, we do have. I got a couple of really fun projects coming up. I have
Hmm.
a couple more with Gary and Tabitha. We got a couple more Alien movies we're doing. I I have one called Killer Cox. I don't know if you've heard of that yet.
I did. I actually reposted. I think it was posted from Bloody Disgusting or one of those publications, I believe. And I think I actually reposted it on the group. So I did hear about it. Yes,
Well, I'm playing
quite
Uncle.
humorous.
Yeah, I hope so. We really need something funny. I think, man. The horror industry is great, but it seems like we're all just trying to outgore each other. And there's nothing better than just a fun, Evil Dead, hilarious horror movie, man. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to being a part of that this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one of those movies I found here recently, whether you like the Foo Fighters or not, I really enjoyed Studio 666.
I did too, man. That was great.
It was a fun movie. It was funny. I thought Dave Grohl was absolutely fucking hilarious in that movie.
Fuck yeah.
It was fun. It had its moments of gore, but you laughed more than you were like, I mean, there were a few, but and I agree, Steve. We do need more of those types of movies out. If it's not remakes, you
Yeah.
mentioned, yeah, oh God, everyone is tired of that. You
Fuck,
know,
that's why I think Morgan's onto something with Helvira. I mean,
absolutely.
Mr. Nanners, that character is fucking great.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Helvira herself. Oh shit,
Hmm.
man. What? I think he's really sitting on a pot of gold right there.
Oh, well, I certainly hope so for his sake, because I know it's
Yeah.
something he holds true, to his heart and close to his heart. This is his baby is the impression I get. So and plus he's involved me in the project, so maybe I'm a little
Well,
swayed
and
away.
he's an old guy
But
like us.
well, exactly, right. But
Us old guys got to stick together.
you got that right, man. But that's the thing about indie horror is there are so many original ideas and ideas that, in a big, let's, just big budget Hollywood type movie, man, you got a lot of restraints and things you can and can't do. And that
Yes.
is not so much the case with indie horror, especially if you do the self-distributing or if you go through a distributor. You pretty much got full reign on subject matter. And I've seen some pretty raunchy, low budget movies out there, but and I think that's the beauty of it. And you do get a lot of fresh ideas. Speaking of, yes, Morgan or Mr. Nanner's hair, Wicked Jack, as well. I know that's something that has been going on for quite some time before I met Morgan, but a lot of really good original ideas out there, and I think that's what we need. And yes, more humor. There's nothing like sitting down and watching something like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That is
Oh,
absolutely hilarious. It's a
yeah.
classic.
Exactly, man. I love that kind of stuff. It's
And
just we need to laugh nowadays. Everything.
yeah.
I don't know about everyone else, but I mean, I go to work 40 hours at least a week. Plus, then I do my hobby of movies. And man, everything's just so serious and brutal. And it's nice to just watch something and laugh and have a good time.
Oh no, I agree. I'm right there with you, man. I work at a distribution plant, loading pallets in a warehouse and hand loading. And again, at 50, that doesn't fare well on my body already, especially when I'm the oldest one there.
Yeah.
These guys are half my age and I'm working around, but that's it, and then doing podcasts. Of course, my schedule is not nearly as busy as yours, but
I don't know, man. You're a pretty busy guy.
yeah, I try to stay busy. I try to stay busy. It's the you always find time though, for those things outside of your 9 to 5. Like, with you, the movies and Plan 10 and all of
Yeah.
those things, you make time. And was this always kind of in the back of your mind, a passion? I mean, you kind of alluded to the fact that, oh, you didn't think that was gonna happen. Yes, you always liked spooky season and doing the haunts and everything, but was this something in the back of your mind? Did you ever want to be an actor and work in films in any capacity?
I mean, I guess I was just like well, every other spooky little boy that thought it would be fun to be a Jason or a Freddy or
Sure.
something. But I mean, it was nothing more than childhood stuff. I never
Right.
thought it was possible. I
Yeah, yeah.
I never thought that Kane Hodder would come up to me and try to hit me in the balls at a convention, because we're buddies. It's
Memories.
it's it's fucking weird, man. I did not have any idea that this was a possibility.
That's yeah, that and those kind of experiences, hit a little harder. So, did it, I guess once you got a taste of it, you said you hit the ground running, man. You just grabbed it by, the bull by the horns. I mean, it became a passion, I guess is what I'm getting to now. You make time for that outside of your 9 to 5.
I mean, when I was filming the After Dark, uh, and building the sets and doing all this, because Tom got hurt, he funked up his leg, and so I told him, we got this, bro. We can do this. And
Right.
I was doing a couple 28-hour days, and that's not easy in your 50s, man. It's
Yeah.
but to go back to passion, once I was in front of the camera and I saw myself and what we created, it took 20 years off my life. I mean, I feel like I'm in my 30s, if not late 20s. I mean, it ignited a fire in me that had long ago died, and I passion is back 100%. I'm on 2.5 years now of playing with this industry. Um, Working on my 12th feature that I'm involved with in some way. I've been an extra in one or two. I did voiceover work. I've done creatures. I mean, heck, I got to attack Tom Arnold. That was fun.
Oh, I
Dressed
bet.
as an alien.
Nice.
Yeah, he looks at me and he didn't realize who I was. That I was as old as I was because I had a full suit on. And I'm jumping around. I get shot and fall in this pool and all kinds of shit, man. I'm acting like a fucking 20-year-old. And I did this really weird move up from the ground, this creepy rise in this fog filled room. And I'm supposed to run at him and tackle him and then eat him. And it was hot as fuck. So I took the mask off to get some air. And he looks at me and he goes, "How fucking old are you, man?"
That's funny.
I said, "Don't worry about it, dude." He goes, "Well,
Yeah.
don't hurt me." I said, "Just hold on to my arm and I'll lower you to the ground." Really? Yep. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna tackle you. Hold on to me, and I'll lower you to the
Oh
ground.
wow.
So we did that scene a couple times, got it, and so I didn't think nothing else. I thought, okay, cool. I got to be in a movie with Tom Arnold. Well,
Yeah, I mean that's fucking awesome. That's a nice little addition to your resume, man.
yeah. I thought, okay, that's kind of nice. Well, then, kind of find out, my buddy Tom Devlin was in Canada for a convention, and Tom Arnold was there. It was just a couple weeks ago, and Tom comes up to him and he goes, "Hey, how's Steve doing?" I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This fucking clown remembered me. Holy shit. I'm just some
Wow.
fucking construction dude. I don't know what's going on, Otis. This
That that
whole
is that is very, very surreal.
it really is, man. I giggle at it, man, and it makes me happy, but at the same time, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very it came out of nowhere. This whole thing is a wild journey. And I'm not, like I said, I'm just getting started. We got a huge one that's coming up. We're going to be filming it, Plan 10. I do a lot of work with Plan 10.
Mhm.
I'm not exclusive Plan 10. They're my hometown.
Sure.
It's my buddy, and he's always busy doing something. So I'm right there to do it. I think I've got five more coming up this year, but I have a big one for Plan 10 that I want to mention real quick. It's
Sure.
called Chronicles of Mars.
Mhm.
And it's the author Edgar Rice Burroughs, back in the late 1800s, wrote this book, The Princess of Mars.
Mhm.
Well, it was a three-book series. And after the first book left over and where the second book picked up, there was a lot of unanswered questions. And to the sci-fi crowd, Star Wars, Star Trek, all that good
Mhm.
stuff, um, they're very, there's a lot of real nerds about it. And when I say nerds, I don't mean that negative. I just mean people that are really fucking into it.
Oh, yeah, they
And
probably picked it apart, I know how they are, yeah.
well, and apparently this is what gave Star Trek, Star Wars, all of that stuff. This book is where that all initiated. And
Okay.
so the real true sci-fi people know what the Princess of Mars is.
Right.
And so we're making a movie on what happened in between the end of book one and the start of book two. We're gonna cruise around Mars and fucking answer some of those unanswered questions.
Oh, no.
I'll be a four-armed alien named Tars.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna do a YouTube channel starting within the next month, I believe, on the making of it. Because I've been doing weapons training for over a year now for this movie itself that we're doing.
Oh, holy shit. Tars of Mars.
Exactly. Fucking four arms. I don't know how we're gonna pull that one off because all
Oh,
four arms work, but
oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, that should be interesting. Mr. Nanners asked, a minute or so ago, when is, Nameless coming out?
okay, Mr. Nanners, what's up, buddy? Nameless, we're looking at possibly, I want to say October to the first of the year. It's still in post production right now. They're
Okay.
working on one of the special effects that we have in it.
Okay. There's a lot of good movies coming out of the indie horror variety this coming year, or at least have plans to come out. Watchdog by Elsie Holt. That's another one I did a little voiceover in just by, asking,
All
just
right.
you know, taking a risk, taking a chance. You never know what's going to happen if you don't take a chance. And as you have, demonstrated with how you got into all this and how it all happened. You took a chance, and then it was like a drug. And
Yeah.
I'm taking some chances, and I have some. Be taking some, voiceover coaching and some classes to, fine tune some things to, possibly make a business of that. And just kind of being my own boss and see what happens there. It's it's a risk with anything, any new venture, especially if you're starting your own business. I'm sure Plan 10 when they started. And how long have they been around, by the way?
We just started up about a year ago, year and a half
Okay.
ago.
Okay, yeah, I thought they were, kind of new. Now, there was a risk in starting that up. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a risk with everything, but the
Well,
point
and
is,
there's a growing process too that's
well,
interesting.
absolutely, yeah,
I mean, we started out with having somebody distribute for us, and now these next few films that we're doing, we will be distributing them. And that's a that was a big step, but we
sure.
learned what we didn't like from the first go around, and we're taking another adventure. I don't really know what my position is other than everything and actor. I
Mhm.
pretty much help out with anything I possibly can with them. I don't have an official title, but it's my family, man. That's my old haunt family. That's we're stepping forward and making movies now. So I like to be involved as much as I can to try to help.
That's awesome, man. God, I wish I lived in Vegas.
Well, shit, Otis, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking retirement. Now, when I say retirement, I just want to get the hell out of my normal day job. And this whole little hobby that's actually turning into a career, it's looking like,
Right.
um, could make me feel like I'm retired because I could actually do something that I love and I enjoy. And man, what a better ending.
That's funny that you say that because I've always said that it seems like more times than not, people that we run across are working, because they have bills to pay. There isn't much work of passions out there. Yes, every once in a while you come across somebody who's doing exactly what they want, what they're passionate about, and they seem very happy. And I think that's really important to personal happiness is to be able to do what you are passionate about, what makes you happy, what doesn't feel like work,
Yes,
because you're so happy doing work technically, and a lot of hard work. And it doesn't mean just because it doesn't mean a work of passion doesn't involve stress and things like every other job will invoke at one time or another. But it's easier to deal with because this is something, again, you're passionate about, and you'll see it to the end. And age is just a number. And
absolutely.
I'm hoping that people, viewers, whether you're watching now live, thank you. Some of you guys are Facebook, it comes up Facebook users, so I can't call you out by name. Mr. Nanner says congrats on your success. He knew that you would blow up.
Well, I haven't forgot about Wicked Jack, Mr. Nanner, so I'm waiting for that one.
Oh, hey, aren't we all? Aren't we all, man? It's like a whole
And
hellfire
thank you.
like universe. Yeah. You know, so yeah, man, it is kind of, you get that work of passion, and you'll walk through hell to, see it to the end.
Well, I've
And
actually, I'm starting a new business right now. I'm making a movie ranch. I own a few acres out by Death Valley, and building movie sets out there. And we've already had two, I think, two films filmed out there. Uh, and we'll build whatever you want and come on out. And we're in a secluded location. We have all the amenities, and we'll see what happens.
The,
Ultimately, I'd like to live out there and wake up in the morning and see who's renting what set and drink my cup of coffee and then go and make sure everything's perfectly going for everyone.
yeah, wouldn't that be the life? When you mentioned, because I did see, I did watch one of your lives. You were taking your golf cart around. Uh,
Sorry.
it was entertaining. I watched and heard you, talking about it. And every time that, you mentioned, the movie ranch, the only thing that went through my head was, fucking Spawn Ranch and Charles Manson. And
Well, I'm right around the corner from one of the Manson ranches. So, I
yeah,
mean,
okay.
and that's my old nickname is Manson Hansen because of stuff.
That's hilarious. Oh, Mr. Nanners has another question for you. What do you charge per day on your movie ranch? Sounds like we're making connections.
Well, that's kind of broad. I mean, it really depends on what you want. We have what ultimately what I'd like to do is build a few different sets, and you can rent out each one of those sets per day. But right now, what we're doing is we're building what you need. So I don't. It depends on who you are. It depends on what your project is, what you need. Um, I do a lot of dealing. Am I going to be in your movie? Can we put my daughter in the movie? Whatever. I like the independent movie world because that still exists.
Right. Yeah.
And
It's almost like a bartering, It's like, I'll do this, if you do this. And,
exactly.
I mean that, yeah, that's a cool way of, doing that.
I mean, I'm willing to give quite a bit and to get the thing started. Uh, I'm just having fun. I'm not looking to be a millionaire. I'm not
Right.
looking for much. I'm just wanting to have a good time, man.
Yeah.
So I'm probably one of the most reasonable out there.
There you go, Mr. Nanners. Sounds like Mr. Nanners has something planned. I don't know.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, Mr. Nanners and I, a while back.
Yeah, the indie horror industry is and I talked about it earlier. Danny Langston was on this morning, and we were talking about it seems to be a very close knit community. This indie horror genre, I guess. And have you found that to be your experience as well? I see a lot of helping hands is really what I'm getting at. I see a lot of people that will do what they can to help you succeed in whatever aspect of indie horror filmmaking that you're in.
You know, there's so much truth to that. I have found several different groups in the indie horror, but they're all the same. Lucky for me, I I keep myself around the same kind. They're very helpful, very appreciative, and we're all just going for a dream. We're all just trying to live our dreams, and there's a mutual respect for that. And I have noticed that a lot. I mean, we all seem to stick together. I see a lot of the same names, and I want to give a shout out there to Terrifier. I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think the success of Terrifier 2 really inspired a lot more of us to think, well, shit, I can actually get this seen by the world. And ultimately, that's what a lot of us really want is to just get out to the world. And it's a big place.
Yeah,
Let's get our stuff
share your
out there.
art. Yeah, share your art. And, funny that you mentioned that because I talked with Dave Kerr, director. He's doing Slasher Nurse. And
Yes.
I asked him a similar question, and he pretty much, said, the same thing about, Terrifier and that coming up and how that really, kind of charged up the indie horror, filmmaking scene. That was and he's hoping that that's like a catalyst to bring more original idea, bring more filmmakers in, get more people, involved in, acting and just involved in the industry itself. And I agree, man. I think the first Terrifier, the second one just absolutely blew up. And rightfully so. I mean, they're great movies. I mean, for one, um, that did a lot for the indie scene.
I got to scare the shit out of Thornton. He came in.
Oh,
He came
nice.
to our haunt because he's friends with Tom, and I didn't recognize him. I did. I could stand next to, I don't know, fucking Tom Cruise, and I wouldn't know who he is. And this guy comes through the haunt, and I seen him. Well, I lit him up like Nameless does, and I scared the shit out of him.
That's hilarious.
Tom's like, "Do you know who that was?" I was like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry, man." He goes, "No, that was great."
That's awesome. He's a great guy, man. I had him on the podcast about a year, 2 years ago, maybe, and also got to meet him at a convention as well.
You know,
So
I want to say something real quick, Otis. There was
sure.
about 2 years ago, I did my first podcast with a podcast named Brainburrow, and another independent horror movie maker in the industry, Mark. And I had told him that I'm coming in it to bring people together. There is enough room for all of us to succeed.
Absolutely.
We all can achieve our dreams. This world is so fucking big that our small little independent group that we have going, every single one of us can be a success. And I just want to say, year and a half, 2 years later, I've got that same fucking vision. I've got that same goal. I just want to bring us all together, man. And it's not a competition, guys. Let's all just have fun. There's enough room for all of us.
Yeah. No, that's very, very well said, and that is kind of like the theme that I wanted to set here, and what I want people to take away from this is that yeah, man, if you're trying to make it in the industry, there's no reason to look down on anyone, man. You can find help if you need help, man. You just got to put yourself out there, and I'm sure somebody will lend a hand and be like, hey, and maybe get you in the right direction, help you out in some way, shape, or form. There's no reason to shit on anybody's project. Everybody was a beginner at one time. Wes Craven,
Yep.
Romero, they were all beginner filmmakers. They all just had a dream, just wanted to show the world a little something of their art and what they liked, and that's all that's really going on now. And, just because it doesn't have big names in it and this person or that person doesn't mean anything. It just, I mean, you said it, perfectly. I can't really add too much, more to it because, with every group, it's not saying that the indie community is flawless in any way, shape, or form. There
No, no.
are there are people on the opposite side of the spectrum of what we're talking about and helping people that are in it and do some shady shit. It happens everywhere in your day-to-day life, in
Yeah.
this, and that's unfortunate that because some of us are getting first time chances to get in front of the camera. I'm one of them. And then there's a lot of people out there that would like that chance. It doesn't matter if you're in the next blockbuster. it's the experience of it. I think that I take away. I bought the Helvira on the Run DVD, and in case anybody wants to watch that, it's over there on Cineverse. And to see my name on the back of it, to see Otis B. Dreds on the back of this DVD, it was as surreal as it was, for you and everything that you've gone through, and having
Yeah.
Tom Arnold, say hi to Steve for me.
What the
Even
fuck,
though
dude?
it's not at that magnitude, it was still about that surreal for me, because this is like, wow, you
Ah,
know,
bullshit. If it's not at that magnitude, it absolutely is.
yeah,
You know, that's what it's about. It's
yeah,
about that feeling. It's about those moments. That's what this whole fucking. I don't need this shit. I don't have to do this. I do fine as being an engineer. I
hmm,
I don't need to do this. I do this because I want to do it and I have a love for it. And it's about each one of those moments for each one of us.
yeah,
It's, I mean, working on the movie sets and you watch the happiness that comes over people when they just nail a scene. Fuck, man, I feel just as good as they do watching it.
right,
It's awesome, man. It's you become like a little family on each one of these little things. I love it. I've worked with some fucking awesome people, man. And I can't wait for everybody else to come my way, man. I don't know. I've never been a people person, but this industry I'm in love with. I just most of the people in this industry are phenomenal, and they're just good-hearted weirdos, just like myself.
yeah. There,
Eh,
there you go. I mean, I've never been, much of a people person. A little bit of anxiety there, but
Me
I
too.
can always deal with it. It seems like if I'm out in public and somebody talks to me, I'll talk to you like I've known you for 10 years. That kind of, friendly, even though inside I'm terrified,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll still do it. But no, I think, exactly what you just said. I majority 95, 98% of the people that I've met in this little community, through social media, have been absolutely fucking awesome, man. I mean, we'll bend over backwards to help you in any way, I mean, it's just been, just really down the earth fucking people. And like you said, they're weirdos. And hey, weirdos, if it wasn't for degenerates, I probably wouldn't have any friends at all. You know,
Exactly.
you know. So I hold my degenerate friends very close to me. And yeah, man. So what would you give somebody? What kind of advice? And it sounds very humdrum, type question. But what kind of advice would you give to somebody, regardless of age, about getting into it, this industry, man? What have you learned in a short amount of time?
I learned to trust my heart and to mostly just run off of my heart and
Mm,
challenge myself. I I don't say no. Like I said, I want to be out of my wheelhouse. Like I'm not a big sci-fi guy, but here I am. Fucking, I'm on like my fourth sci-fi film, and each one I learn so much, and I learn another respect, more respect for that genre. So I would just say, make sure you're going in it with pure intentions. It's follow your heart. Don't go in it with this attitude that just don't go into it with an attitude. Go get into the industry with pureness, and it's really working for me.
right. And I think that's a good point. If you go in thinking, yeah, I'm going to be, the next Wes Craven, or I'm going to be, this. I don't think that's probably a good attitude to go into, because it's going to make those downsides. It's not all glorious. I mean, there's
Oh
uh
hell no.
you see these actors, directors, filmmakers, all these people that have done it for years, and you're like, wow, yeah, man, they're doing great, and all this. Well, that didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of hard work. So, me personally, I think, if you have that mindset, look, man, don't do it for the money, do it for the passion. I do that.
Exactly.
I do this, podcast, and I've done it for, about 5 years now. And I haven't made a dime off of it. I like it. It doesn't matter if anybody, listens to it. I do it because this makes me happy.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's
And
about.
exactly. And and I think that those were very, wise words, man. And again, you got to get out of your wheelhouse, because, if you're going to do anything great, you're not going to, always be comfortable, in what you're doing,
Well, shit, I'm in my 50s and I've been doing the same shit for 50 something years. That's, if I'm going to experience more life, I got to get out of the same old shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
let's try some new stuff. Let's see what's out there, Like, who would have thought I'd be doing a Killer Cox movie? What the fuck is that? I love
That's
it.
hilarious. Killer Cox.
I just like saying it,
Oh
Killer
yeah.
Cox.
I mean, come on. Jesus, that's great. That's great. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. And that's, yeah, I tell you what, when I'm at work, when I'm I'm in the middle of my day, not wanting to be there. One of the things that keeps going through my head is, all of the things that I have laying in front of me, all the
Yes.
opportunities that I have laying in front of me, due to the people that I've met, one being Morgan, due to the people I've met, LC, another one who gave me a chance, at the voiceover for his movie Watchdog. Um, I guess I keep that, it's, I don't know if you call it hope, but I just keep those dreams that I have of, maybe this can get bigger. Maybe I'm on the right path here. That keeps me out of that. God, I hate this fucking job.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
having fun. And
ex-
that's what it's about.
exactly. Right.
You're getting out of your normal shit and you're having a good time.
Yep.
And you're living life the way you want to live it at that moment. And to me, that is so fucking important. I wish I
That
would have done it
really is.
younger, but
Oh, me too, brother. Me too. I
uh,
wish I would have done a lot of things when I'm younger, but I ain't dead yet, man. I'm
and I
still
wouldn't be who I am today if I wouldn't have done what I done.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hey, we all make mistakes that shapes our characters in good or bad ways. But it's definitely, I wouldn't take back anything that I had to go through to get to this point. Because
Absolutely.
I'm cool with myself now, and I'm cool with where I'm at and what I'm doing. And you kind of have to have that little bit of confidence. Are you a real confident guy? You kind of come off as a confident guy, because that would seem to make it easier to get in front of the camera if you're already confident. Maybe
You
not so
know,
much in your ability, but just overall.
well, that's what's funny is, I'm a big dude and I'm like 6'5", 265. And I'm not real confident. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hold my own. I know I can hold my own in the lifestyle that I chose before.
Hmm.
But this world, no, I'm not real confident at all. And I go through a lot of battles in my head before each gig. It's no, I'm not real confident. But apparently, people think I'm confident, and I I just go for it, man. I don't know.
Right.
I'm on a journey, Otis, and for the first time in my life, I'm not fucking swimming against the current. I'm actually cruising, having a good time, fucking doing the backstroke downstream. and I can't ignore that. I've never experienced something that has just opened up to me like this has. And I can't ignore it. I know I'm tired. I know I'm old. I know I got a lot of shit going on, but I got to see what's that. Why? What is this?
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. For myself, particularly, very, very inspiring. I've mentioned that to you before. It is to see, I mean, you go through your trials and tribulations, and you finally get to a point where you're not swimming against the current, and you are kind of cruising and in a good direction, and you're able to focus on the things that you weren't able to, so much, prior. Yeah, man, that's awesome because that's pretty much right where I'm at, and I can devote time and not have all the extra, stressors and things going on in my head. It's my
Yep.
worst fucking enemy right there, and hell, these are battles that everybody,
Hey, brother, us
goes
smokers,
through.
we got a lot of that, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Yes.
stay in my head a lot.
I do too, and sometimes it's not so good for me. Other times, I can get some shit done.
Hell yeah.
Other times I'd rather be there and work through it, and it's kind of hard. I mean, to me anyway, it almost kind of felt like, God, man, you get into acting is fucking 50 years old. What the fuck am I thinking? You know? How am I signing up for this? I don't remember, and then
I
I'm like,
wasn't
oh,
even trying to do this.
I know, right? Oh, here's the script. Okay, wow, this is moving quick. All right, but I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Because it's something new. Hell, as I mentioned to Danny on the show this morning, I never even really started doing these videos like this until, I don't know, maybe about a year and a half ago or so. Within the past couple years, I always said I got a face for radio, man. I'll just
Yeah,
I don't need
that's why
video.
I'm the monster.
There you go, right? Uh, God. But there it is, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll give it a shot. I mean, I can't say what's the worst that can happen, but because in filmmaking, oh God, no, you
So
don't want
what?
to. Yeah,
Nothing. Nothing fucking bad can happen. You can make a shitty
exactly.
movie. So what?
Right, right.
Look at Bad Taste. That's one of the shittiest movies out there, and I fucking love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all very, personal choice. Yeah, I loved Rob Zombie's The Monsters. I
I
thought
did too, man,
I
and I
thought
know
it was
that's
a
against
fun.
popular opinion.
I know, and I don't give a shit, but I thought it was a fun movie. I thought they kind of, stuck with, the lighting and everything. Maybe I was looking at it differently, but I was looking at the lighting and,
Well,
just
see,
I thought they stayed
ah,
true to it.
dude, Daniel Roebuck fucking attacked me
Oh my,
in Las Vegas Frankenstein. He plays a cop, and he was Grandpa in Rob Zombie's
right.
Monsters.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, what a trip.
Wow.
What the fuck, bro? I liked that show, and now here I am doing a movie with this dude. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to throw him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's a big dude, man. He's like 6 foot. He's a pretty
Yeah.
good sized guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, yeah, I really liked it. Everybody's like, "Oh, campy humor, dad jokes." Well, that's what the fuck the Munsters were, dude. Have you ever
Exactly.
seen the original Munsters?
I
Mr.
think
Nanners
that's why I
liked the
liked it too.
Munsters. Mr. Nanners said he liked the Munsters except Sherry Moon.
Well, I I got a thing for Sherry, so I can't really.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what role you got her in. She's phenomenal. She's just a beautiful soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that's his old lady. I'd put her in all my movies too.
Right, right. And again, another unpopular opinion. It seems like that's the cool thing is to hate on Sherry Moon being in all of Zombie's movies. But
Fuck no, dude. What would you do? You,
exactly.
you know, I mean, that's your old lady. You're in love with her. She's hot. Fucking put her in a movie.
Right.
I get it. I'm
I mean,
down with it.
I mean, hell, you ain't got to pay her. I mean, it's just coming right back into your damn pocket anyway, right?
Fuck yeah, man. And she's, like I said, she's hot as hell.
There you go. Man, this has been such a fun talk, man. I was going over it in my head before we hopped on, and earlier today, like how I kind of envisioned this going, and let's just say we fucking nailed it because
Hell yeah.
got the points across that I really wanted to strive. For one, yes, it sounds cliche, but you're never too fucking old, to start something new, even if it is out of your wheelhouse, out of your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens, out of your comfort zone. You're not,
Hmm.
if you're not happy with what the hell's going on, and and then all you do is stay in your comfort zone, well, there's the first place you ought to look. Step out of your comfort zone. Try something new. You never know, what's going to happen.
Well, we all say we get stuck in this rat race. You're
Yeah.
not going to get out of the rat race doing the same shit.
You're not. You're not. You got to, I mean, and that's why, I'm glad that, people like Morgan and Elsie, took a chance with me and allowed me to take and do those voiceovers, and that just progressed to other things with Morgan, and Dave the Stoner. I think I can pull that one off.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah,
I'm so stoked for you. I feel
I
like I've made a new friend in this podcast.
yeah, and so man, yeah, I mean, I couldn't thank these guys enough, regardless of where it goes, to just give me, that chance, and for me to do it to their liking, and you know, I'm hoping this is, the start of my next journey, I guess you could say, because I've had a few journeys and a few battles here, of recent. Now I've got a new journey, new mindset, and man, make anything happen. I've been really positive here of late, and I've noticed some of your posts were, of that variety, just a really positive day, sending out a lot of good vibes, man. And I respect that, and in a person, man, not always looking at that negative shit. And we all do it. We all do it. We all yell, fuck
Well,
this
I tell you,
shit.
man, there's people in my life that my Facebook family uh, is pretty large, and I've been shocked at some of the people that have come on and said, "Bro, you inspire me," and I like that. I really enjoy that feeling, man. And if I can inspire somebody, great. Maybe I don't get to be to the top, but what if I help somebody fucking get out of some bullshit that they're stuck in? What
Right.
if I can give somebody else an alternative to have a happy day and to have a good rest of their life? Dude, it's fucking worth it, man. I mean, having kids taught me to think about others, and their lifestyle and their life. I mean, we all have our own life in that little door that we walk into when we get out of work. And they're all so different from each other, but they're all so real for each of us that I would love to. I actually love being an inspiration to some of these people that I really fucking respect, man. I'm who would have thought that my construction ass that just sits there and works with marble could inspire people that I consider to be great people? I mean, what a cool feeling.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned, I was one of those people. And I know the feeling in the sense that I feel like I have that feeling with my grandson. He's 2, and he looks at me in a very different way than he looks at anybody else. Not that he loves me anymore, but and I see that, and then that is that's a big push, as well. And
Hell yeah.
he already knows all the characters to Helvira. He'll point them all out. There's Jax, there's Mr. Nanners. Yeah, yeah, when he's around Pop Pop, yeah, there's a lot of horror talk.
Of course, you got to keep it real.
Exactly, man, exactly. Uh, but man, hey, this has been a great talk, man. I'm gonna cut the live short, but we can definitely chat afterwards, unless you have plans. But man, I think we got a really good, positive message out there, and your
Good.
story, how everything just kind of happened, and then it was like, wow, this is kind of not what I was expecting, but you went, you did it anyway. And that in and of itself, I think, is inspiring. Again, you're not going to, I don't think, really be successful just wandering around in your own comfort zone.
No,
Sometimes you got to get out of that comfort zone. You got to do something that well, you don't think you can do, and who knows, man, you could be great at it.
it's kind of cliche, but take a chance.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, with that being said, I'm not even gonna put you in the back, man. We can all just say, but I want to thank everybody who popped in. There's a bunch of Facebook users that popped in. Don't know who they are. They're Facebook user. Uh, and Mr. Nanners, thank you for joining us. And of course, this is all going to be over there at the YouTube page where it normally gets most of its views. And I hope it does, get a lot of views because, again, there was a lot of good messages, I think, and so a lot of things to take away from this. So I want to thank you, Steve, again, and thank you guys. And I guess I started the show with the morning show intro. And it's like we started the show at 7 Eastern. So I guess I'll just end the fucker with the morning show intro. All right, guys,
Well,
take
thanks for
care.
having me on, man. I appreciate it. And thank everybody for stopping by.
Absolutely, brother. All right, you guys have a good night.